Hey everybody, it's Friday afternoon and I just wanted to give a quick update on the pumpkin patch before the weekend. I've done a couple of things and a couple of things going on. I just wanted to document. It seemed like good a time as any, so I'll take you around the pumpkin patch and tell you what's going on. Alright, so once again we'll start here in the back with this guy, which is probably the second biggest pumpkin in the patch right now, and I think it's still growing with the light color. Pretty excited about that. It's the only pumpkin on this plant. It's close to the base, so same with the other one. The ones that are close to the base are growing really big, and this plant here has a pumpkin growing right next to it, which is doing well so far. So I don't know if I'm being optimistic in worrying about it crowding this pumpkin, but cross that bridge when we get to it. And then the watermelon are still doing good, still alive. The cantaloupe are doing their thing. Be a couple weeks before we get any fruit there. Then there's this guy, which is, man, the plant that struggled the most, and you can really see how weird it grew. I don't know if it's diseased or just defective or what, but it actually ended up with a couple of plants, pumpkins on it that bloomed, and I fertilized them, so we'll see what happens. I'm not expecting much from this plant, but you know, I just keep watering it. I didn't think it'd even make it this far, so we'll just keep watering it and see what happens. And then, as you can see, this is my attempt at vine burying. I went to Home Depot this afternoon and got some gardening soil and put it around some of the nubs. I didn't even know vine burying was a thing, so I'm sure I'm doing it wrong, but I figured I'd give it an attempt and see if I can help some of these pumpkins grow a little bit. Then there's this pumpkin here, which has, if you'll remember, this guy is doing really good, and this has some powdery mildew on it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do anything about that just yet. And then there's another one back in here that I'm not sure if it's gonna do well or not. I think I pruned this vine, so I don't know if that's gonna work or not, but that pumpkin's doing really well. And then this vine, you'll remember, I pruned back and it had a pumpkin on it, but it didn't take off. So I pruned it earlier today. So that vine is kind of the one with pumpkins on it for now. And then the cucumbers, I harvested 7 cucumbers earlier today, and there's more on the way, so that continues to do awesomely. Not too much change on these pumpkins, although I think this white right here means it's still growing, but I'll leave them on the vine, until hopefully they get a dark orange color, or I see kind of them dry up a little bit more, and then I'll harvest them. I was doing a little research on YouTube from other gardeners, and they're saying that this tendril here, that's the indicator of when a pumpkin, one of the indicators of when a pumpkin is ready to harvest. That when that dries up and the stem dries up, that's a good time to harvest. So I'll look out for that, and to pick them then. These 2 pumpkins, same size, same color, same thing. I'll leave them on here, but these will probably be ready to harvest pretty soon, just because I like the color, and they'll be good to decorate for Halloween and stuff. Cilantro is going to seed now, but I've been enjoying it, so that was a fun experiment that paid off and was successful. And then back here, I attempt at vine burying again. We'll see. These plants, these last 2 plants are the late ones I planted late, and they're finally starting to get some pumpkins. So these were the ones that were planted in Miracle-Gro potting soil to begin with, so I have kind of some high hopes, similar with these ones, that they'll grow some big pumpkins too, but they're taking off now. So we'll see over the next couple of weeks what happens. Kind of embarrassed about this part, but this vine is pretty long and has a couple of pumpkins on it. that got fertilized this week, but me, like an idiot, I was on the phone out here, and this vine was starting to grow on the sidewalk, and I stepped on it and crushed it. So I'm a little bit hesitant to prune things based on what happened with that other plant. You know, the pumpkin didn't make it, and I'm wondering if it's because I pruned it. So I didn't want to prune this one, but I stepped on it, and so I kind of accidentally pruned it, but we'll see. You know, my theory is to kind of keep these plants to 3 or 4 pumpkins before, and then anything else that doesn't seem to be able to support it. So this one's got, 3, and then there's this plant has a pumpkin there that I'm hoping continues to grow, and another one down here that hopefully will continue to grow, but maybe it'll be like the other plant and not take off. But we'll see over the next couple of weeks. So there could be some more pumpkins on the way. And then this guy, he's turning kind of orange, and so maybe he might be ready to harvest soon too. But I'm really happy with the size of this pumpkin. Excited to harvest that. And that's pretty much it for now. I'll check in with you next week.